Hey everyone, Malcolm Peralta here from Press Titan. I know, I'm late. Just one of those days. Time got away from me. I hope you're all doing well today. I don't think I have any questions that I need to answer before we get started. Let me just double check. Don't want to miss anything. Also, what did you guys think of the music that I added to kind of the second half the other day? The no copyright sounds. I can do that again if you're interested. I mean, this is an interesting one that I got a couple of months ago. I have WooCommerce, and if I set my catalog category view, the stupid uncategorized menu appears even if I rename it. Is there a way to hide this stupid and useless thing? We should look into that. I'll maybe get a WooCommerce set up next time, and we can kind of go through what you can do to kind of deal with that. Hey, Trolley Studios, how are you today? You saw that I went live, eh? Just gotta share it out real quick on the Twitters and the Facebooks. If you're not following us on Twitter and Facebook, please do. Oh, I promised to answer people's WordPress questions, but some of the ones that we ran into the other day were a little bit more programming related than I was expecting. And not that I have any issues with programming related questions, it's just hard to troubleshoot them in this kind of format. All right, the other thing I need to do, as always, is get the WordPress troubleshooting plugin open because we always end up linking to that. Although I don't think we did yesterday. Isn't that interesting? I'm doing well. I'm doing well, Trolley Studios. It's a little bit of an overcast day, which means that it doesn't feel so great, but what can you do? The world we live in. To the WordPress.org support forums. I guess it doesn't matter which forum I go to because I'm going to click on topics with no replies, and we're going to check out the ones that have happened in the last day. In embed thumbnail size, height 99999, width 600. That's interesting. Gutenberg blocks adding its own CSS, version 5.4. Form display one label for users attach another 2-cent email. I'd have to see what form plugin they're using. Do follow link for affiliate link on WooCommerce. Gutenberg custom block with array. I'm not going to touch that. Migrating a site. I do that all the time. Error typing post. Uploading images by base64 format. I don't think I'm going to be able to answer that one, but I'm interested to look at it. Old menus grayed out. Design change after update. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to share to LinkedIn, but I'm getting a weird image size due to the thumbnail info provided in the embed. I mean, oh, haha, that's weird. Trolley says, speaking of programming, yesterday I was programming a script for a Streamlabs chatbot. Somehow the random number generator would always choose the lowest number instead of randomly generating. That is frustrating when that happens. Just remember that random numbers aren't really random, so you're going to want to figure out a seed that you can use for the random number generator as well. And that might actually help you if the random number generator isn't working the way you would expect. So this is probably due to a plugin causing this problem. Or maybe their settings? And again, I don't have a WordPress site open, and I should always do that too. You know what? I'm going to have... don't you hate when you can't remember a password or something? So I'm going to have K Plus Heroes open, kplusheroes.ca if you haven't checked it out. Under Settings, Media, I wonder if they accidentally have the thumbnail size set up wonky. Like, I don't think that is the issue, but I'm going to ask anyway. Settings and Media. Two options. Maybe it's the plugin, maybe it's a setting. Boom. Hopefully that helps. So I probably should put some no copyright sounds on in the background. Just to kind of keep the energy up, right? It's a great YouTube channel for music that you're allowed to use on your stream. And we'll turn it way down. I dislike the ones where they talk. That's just me. Hopefully you can hear it. If you can't, I'm sorry, then it's more for me than you. Let's move on. We're gonna keep that open. So this is the page that they were talking about. Let's just view that page source real quick. So yeah, they're using Yoast SEO Premium. I actually don't see that issue listed here anymore. See here it has the regular image heights on there. Maybe they've already fixed their problem. Moving on, Gutenberg blocks adding its own CSS, version 5.4. So if you don't know, a new version of WordPress recently came out, WordPress 5.4, and it updated Gutenberg in some really interesting ways. And some of those Gutenberg updates have been causing people some issues, some problems. And of course we don't want that, but it happens. I recently upgraded to WordPress 5.4 and I'm not sure if that's the direct cause, but now Gutenberg blocks are always failing to parse in the editor. It appears it's trying to add new class to my save function return code. Oh, so they have, I think, their own custom block, and they're having issues with it since 5.4. I can't help you there. If anyone knows why they're seeing extra classes and stuff added to their custom Gutenberg block, maybe let Tony D256 know. Hi all, I've got an issue with contact forms. I've got HTML and shortcodes inside the label to get tooltip and graphics to look okay. The issue is that when the mail gets sent, the whole label gets attached before their answer, including the HTML code and shortcodes, and it looks really messy. Is it possible to display one label to the users and attach another to the answers? So yeah, I don't know which system they're using to make their form, but Gravity Forms allows you to actually control that. So I think we have it here in, no, not there. Let's grab a form. Notifications? Yeah, so in this admin notification, I could create a notification that had a very custom layout. So instead of just attaching all fields here, we could build out the email, like we could build out the form or email one form element at a time. So that allows you to have more control and you can create nicer looking emails. And that's how I would do that. Boom. To have do follow link for affiliate link on WooCommerce. For a WooCommerce product that has an affiliate link under external affiliate product, I need to make that affiliate link do follow. You need to, eh? You shouldn't. Why would you want to make an affiliate link a do follow link? I don't even know where to look to find the link. Like, is this link the one that's supposed to be a do follow link? Yeah, I'm not sure. Migrating a site. I have a site, let's call it mysite.co.uk, that is currently hosted elsewhere and is not a WordPress site. I'm planning on creating a new WordPress site with a new hosting provider. I'd like to build the site first, then repoint the domain to the new hoster. However, I'm worried that the new site will have hundreds of pages, and there are lots of internal links. Does anyone have thoughts on things I need to consider? I'm worried that when I change the WordPress setting to the correct website URL, it'll mean all the internal links will need to be redone. I'm not going to write the platitudes. Who needs the platitudes? There are plugins to help you do a finer place for those kinds of things, so you don't need to worry about that. Also, if your new host is a managed host, they might be able to help you using WP CLI to do a nice finer place for you. That's what we would do at Preston. The problem is in admin. Phoenix. See, and unfortunately, because of how they did that, I can't read it. Let's see what this says. The block is encountered error and cannot be previewed. Well, that is not a very helpful error. Here we go, we're gonna do it. We're going to link to it. Alright, but before we have them do this troubleshooting plugin, I wish I could type. It doesn't have to be your type of music to enjoy having some background music, right? I'm uploading image by base64 format to WordPress by REST API. Please send example JSON header. No, we're moving on. I was hoping for more than just 2 sentences. It would have been nice to see like what code they tried. Design change after update. After I update WordPress, I'm facing an issue with single product banner only on mobile version. On desktop is working fine. Normally I set it to not be high, but changed after the update. So basically, they just need to figure out what CSS day is making that happen and change it. Not super difficult. So we cleared out a few tickets. Old menus grayed out. We're not gonna. I don't want to look at this one, even though I'm not gonna be able to answer it. Oh, mistakes were made. There we go. Again, we have some ones on here from a week ago, and 5 days ago, and 4 days ago, and I just don't have answers for them, and I feel bad. I wish I did. Unresolved topics is next. So old menus grayed out. Hi, after creating a new menu today and updating all old menus. Oh, after creating a new menu today and updating, all menus disappeared. For some time, I could still choose the old menus in the editor, but after reloading, they were grayed out, and the only option was to create the first menu. My themes are updated, and I tried to resolve the problem by activating a default theme. Health check plugin finds 2 errors. Following plugins are active. Deactivated plugins, please help me solve this issue. Yeah, they have this one. I'm not going to link to it again, even though I like linking to it. And Trolley's got a joke for us. How does a website wash their laundry? Cascading style sheets. I need like a boom thing. I actually have a oh, what's it called? You push the buttons and it does different things. I have one of those, but I don't have it hooked up and configured right now. I used to stream video games and it was useful for that. Yes, Stream Deck. Thank you, Trolley. Yeah, currently it's not even plugged into my computer. I've been having issues with my computer, so it's just sitting unplugged in a box on my floor. I don't know. Maybe I'll get that stuff set back up again. I don't have the whirring going on. I didn't have a chance to swap out on my 3D printer the print job, so after we're done this stream, I'll have to switch that out. Still printing personal protective equipment stuff. Custom Gutenberg block with array. I gotta learn how to do this. I just did an interview the other day for I think it's called WP Coffee Time. I want to get the name right because it was really nice. Yeah, WP Coffee Talk. And it was a great interview, and one of the things that we brought up was the fact that, you know, what kind of things do we want to learn in the WordPress world? And for me, learning kind of some of the JavaScript script required for Gutenberg is one of those things. I want to understand it well enough that I can make my own block. Now I've lost. There we go. No, truly, I do want it. I just haven't been using it lately. I haven't had a need to. No, I always want more technology, not less. I think I have like 3 external hard drives on my desk too, totaling like 5 terabytes of storage just sitting on my desk here. Don't have any of them plugged in either right now, but I still want them. Alright, let's look at these unresolved topics. Good old Steve Stern getting in there and answering everyone's questions. I think it's going to be rare that I find one where Steve has not given them the right answer, like right off the hop. They haven't reported back yet. Interesting. Yeah, that happens. Ooh, website takes too long to load. I love that kind of stuff. So one of the first things I like to do is run the web page through GT metrics. So we're going to do that. Why are they not using an SSL? Hi, Steve. That's hilarious. Speak of the devil and he shall appear. Yeah, I see your name everywhere on these unresolved tickets. I mean, these people got to come back and resolve their stuff. When I go to page 1, it's like a wall of your name, if I remember correctly. Yeah. You're everywhere. That's good, though. Wow. Hello, hello. You're going to have to give me the phonetic way to say your name. Arinze. Arinze? I hate saying names wrong, because I have a last name that no one can say right. WP admin access denied and web page disabled after update of Elementor extras. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Doing well, Marcus. How are you? Received an email from WordPress. I love that. I think WordPress should do a better job of making those emails that you get, the automated emails from your website, not look like they're coming from WordPress. Like even if they just changed it to like your website at domain.com or whatever, just to have the automated, emails not look like they're coming from WordPress. It's interesting though. Yeah, I mean, these people have already solved it. The big thing is you FTP into your server, you rename the folder of the troubled or issue, the plugin or theme that's causing your current problem, and then it gets disabled automatically, so you don't have to worry about it really anymore, unless you need that functionality. So funny story, and I'm going to turn down the music even more for this. We'll just turn it right off. I got to share this story. So we were working with a client, and we went on their website, and they had advanced custom fields active. Well, unfortunately, they didn't have a license for advanced custom fields, and the version that they had on their website was super old. And so we disabled it, right? They needed to get rid of it, and so we disabled it, and their website went down. And we found out that the custom theme that was developed was completely dependent on advanced custom fields, and if you disabled advanced custom fields, the theme would just completely error out. So you were kind of stuck. You couldn't do anything. And so we had to re-enable it. We had to manually swap in a new version of ACF. We had to eventually swap out the theme because, yeah, the whole thing was just a nightmare. But we got them working again, and this rename trick is a pretty good one. I think that in the future it'd be nice if WordPress is already working on this in some ways to have just a better way of failing gracefully when plugins do stupid things. Right, a button that says like disable the offending plugins or disable all plugins, right? Could be really useful on these critical error pages. I wonder if they could do that. Wouldn't that be nice? Oh, right, slow website. So this website that takes too long to load. It does take a long time to load. Optimize images. Ooh, boy. Yeah, the page is almost 5 megabytes, 110 requests almost. That's pretty brutal. This little graph here gives you lots of cool information about how things are going. You can see here that the actual site says that it can load in around 3.81 seconds. And like you can see here that the compression that they have set up is actually pretty good. But once it's uncompressed, it's 7.4 megabytes. So on a slow computer, you're really going to notice that slowdown due to decompression. Not as much of an issue as it used to be, but it still exists for some people. They got WooCommerce. They just need a lot of optimization, right? WooCommerce itself is fairly heavy, especially if it's loading on pages that you don't need it to load on, sometimes like the home page, for example. There are different web hosts that can really make things better. I wonder who's hosting this. Should we find that out? Watch it be like some Asian company we've never heard of. If you haven't heard of this site, who is hosting this? Super useful. Continue anyway. Leave me alone. HostGator. So HostGator is providing the hosting for this website, most likely. Even though it says unified layer up here, the fact that the name server says HostGator leads me to believe that it's being hosted by HostGator in Houston. So they have an Asian site being hosted in Houston. Okay. Yeah, so they need a bunch of optimization, and this gives them the tips that they need to really kind of understand that. They have images that are not being served from consistent URLs. Sorry, not images, they have files, resources. They don't have any optimization for JavaScript. Their theme is probably kind of slow. They have they're using Visual Composer. So one of the page builders that I do not like is Visual Composer. I find it very slow, very clunky, very heavy. RevSlider is also actually another plugin that is very slow. So I mean, they're using, like, this is the trifecta of slow plugins here: Visual Composer, WooCommerce, and RevSlider. Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a whole bunch of messages for work. Let's put those to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Okay. Yeah. So they want to know what to do. I mean, I should, not would. Well, let's bring the music back. Where are the tunes? When I'm typing, you guys don't need to listen to me type without music. If you have any WordPress questions, feel free to leave them in the chat. And if you're viewing this after the fact, leave them in the comments and I'll bring them up in one of the next episodes. There we go. Hopefully they optimize their images. Hopefully they kind of do some optimization for WooCommerce. Maybe they'll go back to their host and see what they can do. Yeah. Footer modification in 2017. I see that the image shows as full size. If you tried uploading a larger, wider image, stretching your image via CSS may make the image that is already on the lower end of the resolution quite blurry. I always get nervous when I click on these websites, by the way. Right, like, we can get rid of this max width thing. Yeah, if I get rid of that, then it enables that. It enables that. Yeah, it's closer to the full width, right? Yeah, so they just need to make some CSS changes to be able to get this to work. I don't know if they're using a builder for this. I don't know if they've custom developed this theme. This image it needs a little bit of help, I think. I should probably give them a little bit more direction than that, right? Yeah, I mean, again, well, I mean, I was gonna say talk to the theme developer, but it's 2017, which is one of the default themes included with WordPress. So I guess this forum is talking to the developer. Yeah, I mean they've already solved it. Some of the optimizer plugins that are out there that are host specific, sometimes they don't optimize in the way that you would expect. And again, anytime that you need to go to the WordPress database to get some kind of setting or configuration or option, you're potentially slowing things down by a lot. I mean, the fastest thing that you can do is have good caching on your server, and when someone visits, they're basically loading from cache, whether that's Redis or or any kind of object cache, and then of course any kind of like file cache. So yeah, SiteGround's SG Optimizer was likely the issue. Color me surprised. Creating a listing from a form. I don't think Elementor can create information in WordPress. Sorry, Steve. Overridden. Do my advice. Don't do Steve's. Find a better solution. Restrict page access based on WooCommerce subscription. Neat. How can I create a field in the WordPress registration form? Custom permalink is encoding symbols. Google coverage can't tell what CMS I'm using or CSS I'm using. Update error. What update error? I'm having issues and error messages updating my site version for some time now. I have 5.2.1. Starts off as if it will work by saying the update process is starting. This process may take a while on some hosts, so please be patient. Enabling maintenance mode, but I get this error message. This update cannot be installed because we will be unable to copy some files. This is usually due to inconsistent file permissions. Installation failed, please help. Yeah, I mean, the error tells you what the problem is. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh. Don't go around changing permissions on files and folders without understanding what that means. If you look at these numbers and you don't know what that's going to do, please don't do it. Because if you change the wrong thing to 644 versus 755, you're going to break things. So yeah, those Linux permissions are super important to get right. And your web host should know what to do to fix that for you. Actually, there is a guide somewhere that talks about what permissions you should set for WordPress. I just don't remember where that is. How would I use CSS to make a div vertically stretch to the bottom no matter what position? Do you mean horizontally? I mean, you could use a fixed position on a div to make it kind of stick to whatever you want. I think yeah, W3 Schools brings that up right away, which is exactly what I was hoping. No, that's not what I want. Relative, fixed. Oh, there it is. See down here, this element has position fixed. Right? We could... Look at that. That's not what I meant? Oh, yeah, you could do the height if you wanted to. I don't recommend it. So let's do like width 10%, height 100%. And you probably should use view height, but there we go. So now we have a little box over to the right hand side here. Don't ever use words for colors. I did it, but you shouldn't. So there you go. You had a fixed position block over on the right hand side of the page, and it's just covering up everything. Right? You'll see that it actually covers up some of the text, right? It covers up page is, which is underneath this block over here. So of course you'd want to make sure that this doesn't run into that, but that's up to you. How would I use CSS to make a div vertically stretched to the bottom no matter what position? When you say no matter what position, I think of fixed. So I'd have to have more information. I love W3 Schools, by the way. That site has been getting better and better and better as the years go on. That sucks. Who helped them? T-P. I mean it can scroll, but the minimum height is dynamic to always reach the bottom border. I did something like that using some JavaScript at one point, but I don't really recommend doing that. Again, JavaScript is not my forte. Remove category from tile bar. Hi there, thanks in advance for your help. I'm trying to remove the title bar on my category page. Basically, I want to be able to post new podcast episodes as blog posts, categorize them, and have them show up there. Yeah, Steve, man, you're everywhere. You're so fast. Like, look at this. There's 2 minutes between them. They were both writing their answer at the same time. Yeah, they're not far off in what they're trying to do. And again, these people they're never going to mark themselves as like, this is fixed. So it's going to be an unresolved, even though it's not unresolved. Remixer site import from Dreamhost. Let's go back to no answers and we'll see if there's anything there. What is Remixer? I moved this site that was built with Remixer on Dreamhost to WordPress in order to be able to secure the site, which I've successfully done. Although the site still looks and works almost as before when I try to edit it, I encounter several blocks with the messages, "This block contains unexpected or invalid content," and "This block has encountered an error and cannot be previewed." But a few of the blocks appear normal and editable. Guess what I'm gonna link to, everyone? Oh, I wish I could spell. We linked to the health check plugin, and we got there before Steve. Nigel says, I have a site that sells memberships to view PDFs in an embed canvas viewer. We recently discovered that the PDFs were being indexed and users were searching for them online. Yeah, so I have actually recently come across this as well, and there are solutions for this. So yeah, there's a Stack Exchange thing that I just posted, and that shows you like how to add, or talks you through the idea of adding kind of a no index tag to PDFs. Oh. Yeah, okay. And did that no index rule start working for you after time? You might have to wait till the next time Google goes to index it. Another thing you could do would be to like disallow direct access to the PDF file. That way the only thing that could load the PDF file would be your website itself. And that could be really interesting. Then if they try to directly link to it, they're out of luck. Or you could set up like an Nginx redirect. But how do you exclude the website? Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a blessing and a curse when Google started indexing PDFs. How long ago did you do this, Nigel? Oh, that was today you did it. Okay, yeah. So it's going to take, depending on how often your site gets re-indexed by Google, it's going to take a bit of time for them to see that change. And by changing the file names, at least now, they're not easily going to be able to get to the ones that they've already indexed. So I think you did the right things. And you've double checked, right, that when you try to load the PDF directly and you like inspect it or whatever, you can see that in the headers it says no index, because that's important. It should work. Nigel asked, he was curious if it will work, the disallow. Yeah, it should. Now, I will say not all search engines are going to listen to your robots.txt or any kind of header that you add to a file. So you should still kind of look for better ways to try to secure it. Again, I think finding a way to disallow anyone from directly opening the PDF on your server, very similar to what they did with images. You've probably seen that code before that people have done using htaccess, where they stop any images from being hot linked. If you search for stuff like that, you might be able to use that similar code to basically stop anyone from directly viewing a PDF. I need some help adding the Donate Now button to the header image. It's currently below the header image. Any ideas how that can be done in a simplistic way? And T-P already got it on there. I mean, the answer is correct, according to the support forums, but since well, it looks like they figured it out, because it's up here now with the menu. Oh, this Donate Now button. Aha! So we have this WP block group, and unfortunately it doesn't have an extra class around it. Right, if it did, like if it was called like Donate Button, we could then add, you know, like a margin top negative 50 pixels, Z index 100. Really? Why is that behind? Well, why didn't that fix that? What is going on here? Why did their Z index set so high on that? Show me where it's being set to auto. No. Listen to what I'm telling you. Bad code. Don't ever do this. Really? There must be something with more specificity. Anyways, that's kind of how I would do it though. I would kind of futz around with it and use a negative margin to pull it in there. You have to be careful with that though, because you then have to deal with responsiveness. As you can see here, like the responsiveness of this theme isn't really working correctly. Oh, that's weird. Alright, so like now I can't go to the shop link in the navigation if my browser's this size. Still can't even when it's like this. So yeah, that's what I mess around with. I think it's strange that this is set to such a high Z index value. And I'm not going to go and futz around with that. Yeah, anyways. It's not a 2-second problem, unfortunately. I'm new to the forum. This will probably be a very beginner question as I'm a first-time user. I love beginner questions. They make me feel smart. But I hope you'll help me. I'm trying to put up an e-commerce shop. I installed WordPress, a theme, Polo, and WooCommerce. When I go to create a home page and add some widgets, they do not display in the preview page. What am I doing wrong? I also installed Elementor Page Builder and have the same problem. Wrote the text and put up a picture, but it's not displayed in the preview. Hope you can help me. Thanks in advance. I don't know how we help this person. I'm gonna refresh, see if Steve or T-P or someone helps know. Without being able to see, this is just a bad ticket in my opinion. Did they say that they only talk about preview? We're going a little bit late today. Thank you for anyone that came by. Trolley, Nigel, Marcus, Steven, Arinz? I appreciate all the support, everyone. Thank you so much. And again, let people know. I'm giving an hour of my time each day during the craziness that's happening, and I can hopefully answer some WordPress questions and help people out. And if they want their website to be shown on the stream while I fix it, even that's all the better. So, yeah. One of these days, what would be really cool is to come here and click on topics with no replies and see like nothing here. I know that's unlikely, but it'd be really cool. And then the whole unresolved topics thing, that one's a little bit more difficult to kind of go through because I don't really know, right? Some people don't mark theirs as fixed. Okay, we had a little bit of a connection issue there. And I think with that connection issue, it's time for me to get off here. Thank you all so much again. Have a great day.